Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Resurrection Cup Losers Bracket Semifinals. We are here with an exciting match between La Mugre and Halcyon, two teams that have surprised a few people in this tournament, been playing very well. I'm iFlame, joined today by Taikani. How are you doing today, bud?
I am doing wonderful, iFlame. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic, and this is kind of a banger warm-up to start us off, honestly.
That's true. I remember one of my friends, like longtime friends in the mapping scene, mapped this at some point with the background. Oh god, what did it say? I just looked at it. It was something like Osu Epic Mode or some dumb thing like that. It was awful, and the map was the greatest thing ever. That's all I can think when I hear this song.
I also appreciate the Blaze with the Easy HD. I definitely did that a few times back in my tournament days. I would take Easy on the warm-up map just to get 10,000 points on it because, you know, why not, right? You're already warmed up. Who needs an extra warm-up map?
That's true.
Talk about the two teams a little bit, though. La Mugre coming in as the 16th seed, just coming off a big 6-4 win against the 8th seed. And so I think that surprised quite a few people, but if they can keep up their performance from the quarterfinals, they can certainly put up a good fight against Halcyon. But this Halcyon team has been very, very scary. Winning their first two matches very dominantly, 5-0 and 5-1, before finally losing to the second seed and getting dropped to a losers bracket. So these teams, I think, have very similar skill sets. I guess, well, a fun fact, which is not so fun for the team, but fun for us, is that neither of these teams has won a DT map all tournament long, so I do expect that's going to be one both of these teams are avoiding, but I think I would probably give Halcyon a little bit of an edge on the DT pick, so La Mugre may ban that out anyways. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I did not realize the stat about DT maps from these teams. That's actually crazy.
Yeah, just it's interesting because Halcyon got second overall in qualifiers on the DT3. Proceeded to not pick DT the rest of the tournament, and the one time it did get picked against them, it was again up against the 2 seed in ESA, and they proceeded to lose that. So, you know, we've seen that they can be good on the DT picks. They just haven't been willing to pick those so far, or maybe just haven't needed to. And we might see some more of those coming out now.
Yeah, we'll see. Looking at the roles, it is going to be La Mugre taking the win on the roll. Gonna get to choose whether they want the pick order or the ban order. I don't know how to pronounce that team, so I'm just going full French on it.
I'm doing the same. French is the way to go.
La Mugre. It's fun.
It really is. It's nice to be able to, you know, show off the French a little bit. Also, Cheviel, my mommy, the captain for La Mugre, probably won't be in for any maps today, but nice to show up for the warm-ups and the roll.
Yeah, it's gonna be a second ban from La Mugre, meaning that Halcyon will take the first ban, as well as they will get to choose the pick order, and it's gonna be the second pick from them.
Yep, personally, a big fan of second pick. You kind of first force your opponent's hand. You get to see what kind of picks they want to go for early on, and if you lose, you're not going to feel too bad about it. Should be getting the bans shortly. And the bans, I think, are pretty open because these teams have had a lot of similarities in not just the maps they've avoided, but the maps they, you know, like to pick as well. There isn't really any super clear ban against La Mugre that really favors Halcyon, so I think we're just going to see them ban based off of their comfort. If there's a particular map they just aren't as comfortable on this time around, they'll probably opt to ban that out. I could see something like a free mod that La Mugre has looked great on, but honestly, Halcyon has looked pretty solid, really good on the free mods as well, and has been getting better scores on the free mods than La Mugre in a lot of these free mod maps in the past rounds, so I don't even think they need to ban that out, and are probably happy to let La Mugre try and pick it into them this time around.
Now, see, it looks like they're already having some trouble determining what they actually want to ban. Maybe not the most solid strategy from Halcyon coming into here.
Yep, they seem slightly ill-prepared, although, to be fair, I had a hard time thinking of a really solid ban for them either, but I feel like at that point you just kind of take a look at your team sheet and pick the map that you have the lowest scores on. Go from there.
We'll see. It's taking them a second to discuss here. Give me DT2.
They ban out DT2, which, I mean, it kind of makes sense because we've seen Halcyon ban the DTs throughout the tournament, but like I said, Lamugla, another team that has also consistently banned DT throughout the entire tournament, has not picked it once and lost the one time DT map they did play, and so kind of feels like a wasted ban to me. Not something I think Lamugla would have touched anyways, but it is going to be banned out, and now it is Lamugla with the ban. They were honestly the team I was expecting to ban out some of these DT maps. Could potentially see them ban out that DT3, but they're going to be outing out the DT1 instead. And the double DT bans so far, we'll see if that continues with the next round of bans. I honestly would like to see a possibly a no mod 2 ban from Lamugla. Again, neither of these teams really play the no mod 2 much, but I think Lamugla struggles on it a little bit more. So something like the DT3 no mod 2 could be a solid ban for them. Halcyon, I don't have a clue at this point. Maybe they ban one of the Hard Rocks or something similar.
It seems like you have more of a clue than Halcyon, honestly. They were not looking confident on their first ban. They were running the clock.
Yeah, maybe you just ban out the no mod 3 or 4 even. Lamugla have really been loving the no mod 3s and 4s throughout their matches. They've pretty much picked those when available, so I think that could also, either of those could be a good ban, not because Halcyon can't play it, but just because you can try and get Lamugla off of their comfortable maps and try and force them to pick into another mod category they haven't been as comfortable with, and Halcyon needs to pick soon. I can imagine they must be at risk of losing their ban if they don't pick in the next 30 seconds or so.
We'll see.
You have 2 minutes. It's been surely a minute and a half.
No mod 1.
The no mod 1 ban. Do not want to play the aim into Lamugla. I do like this ban from them as well. Lamugla has quite a solid aim team, and this is where I think we just expect to see either the no mod 2 or the DT3 ban come out. Don't think you really want to play speed into players like Skyla or Twick.
Yeah, we'll keep taking their time, making sure they're right on whatever their decision is going to be. I'm sure that those are the maps they're thinking about, just deciding between which of those you want to go with.
Yeah, I think this is going to be an interesting match because I think despite Halcyon having the stronger roster on paper, this pool definitely favors Lamugla to me. There's a lot of kind of aim control focused maps in the pool. Not only that, but things like the no mod 4, the no mod 5 are a little bit more aim control focused than they usually are. That aim control tech coming out, and I think that is going to play into the favor of Lamugla, who absolutely love these alt aim control picks, whereas Halcyon have tended to prefer some of these more gimmick maps. Yes, you have the HD2 and the Hard Rock 2. Maybe, I don't think even the DT4 is good for them, so they've got those two, but after that, the picks become a lot less clear, and it's going to be the no mod 5 ban. Not a bad ban either. It's tough to play the gimmick into, Kablaze, Bashi, Almighty Door even. It is AR 7.5, so not something Lamugla players are used to, and bans are decided, and now we've got Lamugla to pick.
Finally into the picking stage here. It was a long ban phase, I will say. I feel I aged 1,000 years during that. Now we finally get to see what each team's thinking as far as picks.
Now you're 1,000 years wiser.
I would hope.
Which means you can predict with perfect accuracy every single pick for the rest of the match. Right? That's how this works.
Hard Rock 1.
Oh, Hard Rock 1?
Maybe.
I don't. It is definitely possible.
I'm 1,000 years wiser.
1,000 years wiser. Let's see it. Hard Rock 1, yeah, no mod 3, no mod 4. Also, I think very possible for Lamutha. Hard Rock 1, Hard Rock 3. Definitely not the Hard Rock 2. That's not something you want to pick into a player like Bashiman. But, man, they're really unsure of their pick ban. Usually, the first pick is kind of one you want to have pretty much ready. So, maybe both teams a little bit underprepared today.
See, it is kind of wild just how long this phase is. I'm nervous for both teams, honestly, with how long they're taking for their bans and their picks.
Yeah, and you can see it's been nearly 2 minutes since we asked for the pick. So again, Lamukla needs to get their pick in within the next 30 seconds, or they will lose their pick. I mean, it seems like they've been getting it in just barely. Okay, there it is. And it's gonna be the free mod 4.
I'm sorry, I failed you.
Oh no! The wisdom. It's failed us. It's okay. You're actually still 1,000 years wiser. You just know Lamukla better than they do. So really, they should have gone with the Hard Rock 1.
That's so
that's
true! Alright, but finally, free mod 4 in there. This is a weird one. Custom map by Nojumi.
Yeah, this one's a little bit surprising to me. There's kind of a lot of this is a very aim-heavy map, but it's very gimmicky aim. Lots of stop and go, lots of reading, and Halcyon is very, very good at these gimmicky type picks. I'm a little bit worried for Lamutha, but they definitely do have a roster that can put up good scores on this one. Got Tia. Now we've got TFG in to take the hidden. The Blaze also probably going to be on the hidden. It doesn't play a lot of Hard Rock. I think we're most likely just waiting for Yip and Zayden on the side of Lamukla. Yip can play the hidden or the Hard Rock, and Zayden will be in for the Hard Rock. But I want to keep an eye on TFG throughout this match. On the side of Lamukla, has been really impressive on a lot of these free mods, especially on the quarterfinals. Was able to consistently top score a lot of those free mods on the hidden for Lamukla. And are we into the map? Poncho having a moment? No? Okay, we're just hitting the lineups in. No?
We'll be there soon.
Yeah, this map.
Trusted turning client.
Yeah. I'd say generally the playstyle of this map tends to be Hard Rock favored, but because of the circle size, it's 5.72, I believe, with Hard Rock, which makes it pretty difficult on both. I'm not sure I would favor it super heavily one way or another. I think I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, to see two hiddens on both teams. I know Almighty Door could certainly take the hidden on a map like this, along with Shiho will definitely be on Hard Rock here.
We still haven't loaded the right song in. Let's see. It's a very interesting map. A bunch of huge snaps across the screen dominate like the memory of this map, right? That's what this map comes down to, is being able to hit those snaps really consistently.
And no Yip. in for Lamugla is really surprising. Maybe just not comfortable on this style of map. Yep, has been one of those core players for Lamugla throughout the tournament that plays just about everything. And I feel like Halcyon, I've been impressed by how well balanced their team has been and how good they've looked. They've played pretty much everybody on various maps, and while they certainly have a kind of few people that will
We might be back.
Are we back? Okay, we're back.
Sounds like a Dark Cat song.
This is definitely the song. And looks like we are into the map in theory, but there's 3 players not showing up on the side of Lamugla.
There's a
So
black screen on Halcyon.
Oh no. It's okay. We didn't want hit sounds anyways, right?
No.
Imagine playing the game with hit sounds. That would be silly. Alright, 3 versus 0. And look at that score lead. Halcyon absolutely dominating early on here. 10,000 points to 300. Oh, we've got 4. Half of the lobby is in. That's hey, 50%'s a pass, right?
I think it's wrong with the score display. Look at Scylla's score compared to the bottom.
Oh, okay.
What is going on?
This is, I'll be honest, this is the first for me. You know, I've seen Boncho have its fair share of issues, but only loading in half the lobby and displaying the score abysmally incorrectly is a new one. And, well, Swick has found a drop. I'm not 100% sure if that matters or not. The Blaze finds a drop too now. But it looks like Zidane has traded with Swick. Really, if you think about it, this was all intentional to add to the intensity, you know?
Yeah?
You won't know who's holding their combos until they load into the map. It's at least 2 FCs down from the side of Halcyon, though. Right now it's Almighty Door versus Skyla, so you would hope these teams are pretty close in terms of score. There goes a miss from Kablaze. That could be big because Zidane has recovered combo nicely. But again, the problem is we don't know what the scores from the other 2 players are, so has somebody traded the misses? Do we have 2 FCs on Halcyon or Lamugla? No, nobody knows.
Oh wait, Scylla's red! Oh wait! No, Scylla's on the same team as Almighty Door. Dude. Thank you. Turn it quiet.
They're just in the wrong slots? Wait a minute. In that case, we've got 2 FCs from Halcyon. I didn't even notice that. You were so
That
right.
explains the score display! Scylla was on the red team, it was calculated correctly.
Okay, so yeah, Skyla's just in the wrong spot.
It's OBS. Okay.
And there goes Swick and Kablaze. Actually, everybody is dropped now from the side of Halcyon. Potentially a comeback angle for Lamugla if they are even behind.
I'm worried given Seif's score. That is not looking very good.
Oh no. Yeah, that's concerning. I think yeah, Halcyon probably took this point. See if we can get the EMP link here.
Yeah, this one is still in progress. We're about to find out, though. And it is going to be Halcyon taking it over by a pretty significant margin, 800K.
Yeah, TFG and Yip put up solid scores, but it was Skyla and Almighty Door each on about high 500K, and that was more than enough to make that a decisive breakpoint early on. Now, hopefully, we can get the other two players into the lobby before the next map. We may just have Halcyon hold off a moment or two on their pick.
Yeah, very. It's just a weird situation, honestly, with the tourney client. Unfortunate that we couldn't show that custom map in the way that we would hope. Still a great custom map, though.
It is a shame. It is an absolute banger of a map, and it looks like we have a free Mog 3 pick.
Alright, Fremont 3. Desire Drive, that's gonna be your CS 5.5 AR 7.5 pick. A little bit weirder of the anti-mod. A lot of people just expect 5.8 by this point. You know, you're gonna have your hard rock players on precision, your hidden players on reading. I wouldn't be surprised if this is something people would be inclined to take easy on.
No, I don't think so either. It is pretty aim control focused, but there is a fair amount, there's a little bit of reading as well. But if you're a capable easy player, then it is readable if you take the time to learn it. But I'm honestly not sure who that would be. I don't really think we have any easy players. I don't think the multiplier is amazing either, 1.75, but definitely possible. The hidden on this is absolutely brutal. The hard rock can be tricky as well, but the stream sections are fairly dense, which helps the hard rock out a little bit. That said, if somebody was an easy player, I probably wouldn't know, to be honest, so. It is, as much as I love easy, it's sadly very rare to see in tournaments, just purely because of the multipliers, and because there's very few people who take the time to play and learn easy. Tony too, easy player?
It's not entirely out of the question, obviously. Hard to tell what players might want to go easy. See, we are about to get into the gameplay, I believe. And good luck, have fun, come out and chat. See what everybody's mod lineups are very, very shortly.
Yep, as long as we don't see a repeat of the warm-up from Kablaze on this free mod, then Halcyon, I think, are going to be looking pretty good on this one. They do have an incredible lineup for these low AR and gimmick picks. Good to see Yip back in for this one, but I do feel like a couple of those players on Lamuka might have a tough time with this one. Kind of, yes, like Yip and TFG. Could certainly look good on this, and okay, we do see a Kablaze and Bashi Man easy. So,
yeah,
this is going to be a good one.
That makes sense. We do see 2 HR on the side of Lamuka. One of them being HDHR on Cephs, and then 2 HD from Yip and TFGE. Meanwhile, we see 1 HR on Taro, 1 HD on Scylla, and 2 Easy on Bashi Man and Kablaze for the side of Halcyon.
Yeah, and so far it's only the, well, not anymore. It's only the easy player Inca Blaze holding the SC. TFG is not far behind, so that's going to help them out a little bit. But TFG's score is going to be worth a little bit more, so do keep that in mind. The easy multiplier is only 1.75. Oh, but there's a big miss out of TFG, and now with Kablaze holding the FC and everybody else on the side of Halcyon recovering, they're going to be off to a solid lead. Skylar does find a miss, though, which is going to stop the bleeding a little bit. Oh, okay, and that's just pretty much a full reset for Lamugla. Kablaze does miss, though.
Yeah, it's Taro and Bashi holding on the combo. Never mind, pretend I didn't say anything about Taro or Bashi, my bad. Resets from both those players. That said, the combo advantage still fairly well in the favor of Halcyon.
Does not get any easier. There's a full reset across the board. TFG holds on for a little bit longer than the rest, but misses not long after, and 50,000 point lead doesn't seem like a lot, but on a map like this, where it's really hard to build up any good combo whatsoever, that can be quite the big score difference to come back from. Quarter of the map to go, and Lamugla just doesn't have the recovery combo.
You also have to keep in mind that there is an easy multiplier that isn't shown on the Gosu overlay. The score gap is actually bigger. Bashi and Kablaze aren't like perfectly on that lead. They're even higher, so actually taking this one quite a bit away.
Yeah, you have to add about 60,000 points to each of their scores here, and so this is going to be another decisive point for Halcyon here, and they're going to be up 2-0 early on.
Yeah, Halcyon looking really good on this. You can see why they went with this as their first pick. Just looking that much better than Lamugla. It's going to be a second point in their favor.
Yeah, and I think it's actually Bashi Man on the easy with the top score in the lobby. Yeah, that's going to be 400,000 points from Bashi Man. Really impressive play on that easy. It's definitely one of the harder maps in the pool.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you look at the scores all around and you immediately understand why you say that. Very, very hard map, /classic. We'll see where Lamugla goes to respond. You know, given they already lost the break point, they do have to be a little bit careful.
Okay. They also pick free mod 3. Because you can do that.
Go! If you win the map, you can't pick it again. But if you lose the map, you can pick it again. That's the method. That's the future.
I mean, I do still think Lamugla has quite a few options. There is still that no mod 3, no mod 4 that I think they would look pretty good on.
Yeah, I definitely do want to see them see that out of them. Something with a little more aim control, and it is going to be the no mod 4.
This one is a little bit more of an aim control focused tech pick. Has quite a few streams that can be tricky to aim. Have to watch out for those, and I think that's going to play into Lamugla's skill set. Definitely should be seeing the core of TFG, Yip, and Zayden in for this one. Not 100% sure who that fourth will be.
Not quite sure, honestly. I'll see in due time. Map pool screen finally fixed, looking good, looking clean.
Very nice.
Shout out as always to the designers behind Resurrection Cup.
Shout out to really all the behind the scenes staff, the graphics designers, the cheaters that don't get enough appreciation.
Of course. Always putting in hard work to make everything look really good.
Yeah, love the background too. And I think the mugre are going to be feeling the pressure on this one. Because if you drop the Nomad 4 as well, not only are you down 3-0, but you start to run out of quakes very, very quickly.
Yeah.
Could see some nerves on this one, because could very easily be the turning point of this match. And good luck, have funs in the chat. We should be getting into it, and it's going to be Tony 2 the 4th for Lamugla. Skyla Reche, at the very least, for Halcyon. I'm going to be seeing Swick as well, and Almighty Door.
Alright. Lineups load in. Yeah, I think this was one that Lamugla was always going to pick, but performance is going to be another issue. This map is so damn hard. You're already seeing misses come out from Roach, Scylla, and Tony too.
Yeah, we get into the aim control now. Everybody holds on to that section. There goes Skyla and Swick. Sis and Yip traded back though, and it's going to be pretty even early on. GFG now falling, and it's a full reset from Lamugla at the start. Rudjay and Almighty Door have held on to their combos nicely. Almighty drops now. And there goes Rudjay, so it's only Skyla holding a combo. Tony 2 not far behind, as well as Yip for the side of Lamugla, so slight advantage to Lamugla, but as we've seen, there are breaks all over the place, and that advantage can change in a heartbeat.
Yeah, if Yip and Tony 2 can hold on a little bit longer, they can change the story. They do need Scylla to find a drop to be confident. It needs to be Tony 2 to find the drop.
TFG trades at everybody but Yip falling for Lamugla, and now it's Skyla, Rudjay following up with the 200 combo. Almighty Door misses on absolutely nothing. Oh no, Yip. That's heartbreaking. There's only a quarter of the map to go. It's a very short map at 1:52, and Lamugla might just be out of time. They're going to need a miracle, and when I say miracle, I mean they need Skyla to have an absolute breakdown here, but Skyla has looked really good on these aim control patterns. It's showing no sign of slowing down. The accuracy is so good as well. And with not much combo on Lamugla to make a recovery, I think that's going to be it. The misses from Sifs and Tony 2 to close it out. Finally, Skyla finds the drop on that wiggle pattern, but it has done more than enough. And it's going to be 3-0 for Halcyon.
Yeah, Scylla, the savior of this map for Halcyon, putting in a lot of work to secure them a second breakpoint against Lamugla here. And it's their pick next to consolidate it. Their pick next to go up 4-0. Potentially.
Yeah. And not only are they down 3-0, but 2 breakpoints getting up as well. So now Halcyon has their own pick and have the chance to push this to 4-0. That is a nearly insurmountable lead. Halcyon have lots of pick options as well. There's the Nomad 2s, they've got the free mods that they've looked really good on, they've got the DTs, and it's going to be the DT4. This is going to be your alt aim control DT pick. And I don't think it is comparable to the free mod 2 that they looked, sorry, the free mod 3 that they looked so good on just moments ago. Of course, this time with DT instead of hiddens and hard rocks and easies, and much less reading heavy.
Alright, it's going to be Wing My Way DT4. This one is tricky. Huge flow aim patterns, kind of like that older style, right? Where you see they're not quite comfortable with the aim. You often have these like sharp geometric turns in the pattern. Very, very difficult map.
Yeah, very tricky. Lots of potential places to break on. We probably should just see Swick and Skilla back in for this one. I like those two tend to be the strong DT players for the side of Halcyon.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we mostly just see the No Mod 4 rosters again. The No Mod 4 had some pretty heavy flowing itself. I think that might be the direction for a couple of these players.
I think we really need to see Yip or TFG, someone just pop off on the side of Lamugla. Halcyon has just been able to put up very consistent scores. And while they don't necessarily have one player popping off and hard carrying every map, they can usually get at the very least decent scores on their entire roster, and Lamugla just hasn't quite been able to build up the roster to match, so they're going to need to find somebody to put up a big score to match the consistency from Halcyon. And here we go into it. Fame time in for the first time this match. We do see early misses out of TFG and Shiho. Yip now traded back by Skilla. Quick, 2 FCs to 1 now, so it's going to be pretty even early on. Pay attention to the accuracies. They're low across the board.
Yeah, that's that slight combo advantage to Lamugla for now. But as you said, those accuracies are going to affect them for a second here. They're going to keep the lead in the hands of Halcyon. It is going to be Bashi to find a miss. Give more of a combo advantage to Lamugla, but as we get to the Ki, this is where we expect the breaks to come through, and you see 3 of them right there. Nearly a full combo reset for Halcyon. Meanwhile, Fame Time, the only person to go down for Lamugla so far. They're taking it away with their combos.
Yeah, Lamugla has a massive combo advantage now. They are being held back a little bit by the accuracies, but if they can hold on to these combos, they're going to be in a really good spot. Fame Time was the only one to miss on those wiggles, and it's a little bit of an easier section now for Lamugla to build up some easier combo on. Fame Time finds another drop, but that was the low combo on the team. Doesn't really matter. And the next really tricky section is until the next wiggle. That pattern is coming up, though. Swig finds a big drop, and here we go. Everybody holds on through that pattern, and Lamugla are in a fantastic spot, especially with Bashi Man dropping. That's another big combo drop for the side of Halcyon.
Fame Time trades it, but that's not who Halcyon needs to drop. Swick continually finds trouble as well. Taro and Scylla to keep the dream alive for them, but you look at those combos on Shiho 2, TFGE, and Yip, starting to look really scary for them.
Yeah, these are absurd combos. Shiho finally finds the miss, but it is Yip and TFG still on those massive combos. They are just going off, and they're looking unstoppable right now. 200,000 points to lead now. We've got about a third of the map to go. Taro and Skilla do have some big combos, though, so if we see misses from the side of Lamugla, there is still time for Halcyon to come back, but they're going to need those misses soon, and there goes Skilla with a big combo drop. All the pressure is on Taro now, and they might just be running out of time if they don't get that miss in the next 15 seconds. Fame Time continues to chain miss, but really doesn't matter.
Yeah, again, Fame Time isn't the one they need to miss. Bashi and Scylla both missing. Just Taro to keep the fight alive. TFG breaks, but Taro versus Yip isn't going to end well for Taro, honestly, unless Yip breaks really soon.
No, even then, Shiho is there matching that combo, supporting combo from Swick. The ending is tricky, but it might just be too late by then, and there goes Swick. The supporting combo is completely gone. Full reset, it's only Taro holding, and there goes Taro as well, and that's going to be the point for Lamugla, getting a break point back. And if they can win their next pick, they're going to be right back in this one.
Yeah, I would take chain misses from Lamugla to put this point back, and with how they've played this map so far, that's just not happening. A point on the board and a break point, no less. That's what they really needed, honestly. Don't want to go 2 break points down without returning it very soon, and they were able to deliver on Wing by Way here. Amazing flow aim from the players on Lamugla, showing exactly why they're here.
Yeah, this is the big performance we needed out of Yip and TFG. we saw they had a little bit of a harder time putting together that full lineup that felt really comfortable on the map, with Fame Time scoring a little bit lower than the rest of the lobby, but with Yip, TFG, and Shiho all putting up very, very impressive scores above 500,000, it was more than enough to give them a solid lead in this one. And now, with some momentum, they can hopefully bring back their own pick to bring this match within a single point.
I mean, Fame Time could have played a 50k and they still would have won, I believe. Like, it's just really, really good. Sorry, not 100k. Still, really good for Lamuva. Taking back the break point before it starts to feel too late. And now it's going to be their pick.
Yep, and nothing against Fame Time at all. 450k is a very solid score when you're coming in as a fill player on a map you're probably not the most comfortable on normally, and it's a very okay. It's not going to be the DT4 pick. I am really would like to see the Nomad 3 out of them. We got the Nomad 4 last time around, and that last kind of very heavy, I shouldn't say the last one, there are a couple more, but Nomad 3 is looking like the best bet to me.
We'll see that Nomad 3, it does make sense. And it is going to be what they pick.
There it is. The Nomad 4, the Nomad 3. They go to it every single round. The tried and true. It's worked out for them so far. Can they make it work a second time around?
Alright. Dance number Tomoni. Custom map made by AJ Mosca for Resurrection Cup semifinals. It's pretty intense for sure.
It is. It is such a classic alt map. So many good map sets of this song, and now we have one for ourselves. Nice custom one. It is a pretty consistent map overall, but there are a few very tricky patterns towards the end of the map, maybe in that last quarter, that are very, very hard to hit. I expect to see a lot of breaks on, but especially in the early stages of this map with how long it is, it's going to be a battle of consistency to see who can build up those big combos early on, really push the score lead. It's going to be tough to make up much score into the ending, so we'll see. We should be getting to the map soon enough. I think we are just making sure the client is working.
Yeah, checking the client, also waiting for the lineups. Players are rapidly leaving and entering the lobby. Well, we'll hope the client succeeds, but I hate to see two custom maps that just get messed up. Hearing the turning client is working, that's great. Love to hear it.
That is a once in a lifetime occurrence, honestly. That might never happen again.
That's so true.
Never forget the day turning client worked.
Where were you when turning client lived? I was at home eating hot chip.
Ah, yes. Looks like we've got Kablaze in for this one. I haven't seen her a lot this match. She tends to be in primarily for the hidden and raiding picks, so see how she can perform on the Nomad 3 alt pick. Fame Time in as well here. No Zaiden this time around. It's going to be Shiho instead. Shiho did look really good on that last pick, so not a bad choice. We do see very early misses from both Shiho and Redshift.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, this map is quite a bit long. The early misses don't matter as much. That said, Stoic's going to go down. So is Fame Time trading out misses. Accuracies are what really matters here for Halcyon.
Yeah, not Shio finding misses, this time not traded back by Reggie. So it's going to be an early advantage to Halcyon, but as long as you have the two SCs on each team, you're going to be feeling pretty good about this one. It's when those big combos start to drop that you're going to get a little bit worried. The first tricky patterns here now.
Meantime, and Shiho missing once again, traded out by Rudge.
Yeah,
gonna be Swick.
It's just going to be 2 for 2. And all the pressure on these carries now, Kablaze, Skilla, Yip, and TFG. They really can't afford to miss. There's a lot of map to go, though. So question is, which of them are going to find misses, and can any one of them hold on to these big combos? Even like halfway point of the map, I think, would put them, either team, in a really good spot. Into the next course. Miss from Faceline, miss from Yip. That's the first big one. It is traded back by Skilla, though, so now it's Kablaze against TFG.
Yeah. Kablaze and TFG, absolutely the most important players here. That said, those small little leads in terms of accuracy and combo that Halcyon had built up are really mattering now. It's a 100k lead, meaning that even if Kablaze misses, there's still a bit of a window of time that TFG has to work to build back up.
Yeah, Halcyon has just consistently had the slightly better supporting combos as Fametime and Siho are really struggling on this pick, and oh, there goes TFG, that's a huge miss, and with Kablaze Holy, this is going to be a massive advantage for Halcyon.
And chain misses from Lamufa, and it's a full combo reset for them.
Yeah, and Kablaze survives into... Oh, she missed on nothing. Oh no.
Sure.
Misses again on absolutely nothing, and Lamufa has a window back into this now, but the window it's very small. There's not a lot of supporting combo. Swick is starting to recover, and there's no recovery combo on the side of Lamugla. TFG is there with 250, but not nearly enough to make up this 200,000 score gap, and we're going to need to see a really big combo out of TFG into the rest of the map, but this section is really tricky. TFG cannot hold on, and things are looking dire for Lamugla as we get into the last third of the map here.
The aim control on this map is so damn difficult, and you can see it in these players struggling to hold on for dear life. The miss from Yip, miss from nearly everyone actually, is basically going to solidify the scores that we already have sitting here right in front of us. It's a huge lead from Halcyon.
Yeah, nobody comes out of that section with any combo whatsoever, and Lamugla really needs some sort of big combo to make this score back, and the combo is just not there, and unfortunately they're going to be giving up yet another break point off the back of these really solid scores from Kablaze especially, but Reggie and Skillet looking great as well.
We just continually see misses. There's just not the combo to build back up against the lead that Halcyon has already built up. And suddenly, that break point from last map that really mattered for Lamufa has essentially disappeared as Halcyon has stolen it right back.
Yeah, and this is about the consistency for Halcyon. You look at their roster and, you know, they just have 4 players who are able to put up solid scores on this map. Whereas on the side of Lamugla, yes, you have TFGE with the top score in the lobby, but the supporting scores are not there from Fametime and Shiho. And that's going to make the difference here. There's just so much depth to this Halcyon roster, and it is doing wonders for them so far in this match. Now, Lamugla's only point this match was a break point. Maybe this next one will be too.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Really depends what Halcyon picks. We haven't seen Speed yet. With a no mod 5 ban from Lamugla, I think. Or sorry, wait, no mod 5 isn't Speed. I'm a little silly actually.
Yeah, I do have the reading no mod 5 this time around, but I mean there is still the GT3. And so, while I do think Halcyon has really shied away from picking speed at all throughout this tournament, they do have at least a couple players. You know, you look at Skilla, you look at Swick, that should be at the very least decent on the speed, whereas Lamugla just does not have a speed run, but they're going to be going for the HD2 instead. This is one that they have looked really good on throughout the tournament. Very good kind of gimmick team, you know, the Hidden 2s, Hard Rock 2s. And now they're coming out. You've got Kablaze, you've got Bashi, you've got Skilla, and this is a really scary one into Lamugla. Now Lamugla, go ahead.
As Hidden Seal, very interesting custom map once again by Alvaria, Moon of Noon. This one very, very difficult on the reading.
Yeah, Lamugla did win the HD2 pick in their matchup last week, but their score was still 500,000 behind the score of Halcyon on the same map, so Lamugla has a lot of ground to make up on this one if they want to take a second break point here. This H2 is very aim focused. I think should play well into Kablaze's skill sets. Probably, possibly Bashi's as well if Bashi wants to play it. We may not see Bashi though in for this one. But I think the players to look out for, kind of similar to the last map, are going to be Kablaze and TFG. Both of these players have looked incredible on the hidden throughout this tournament. TFG, I think my slight worry for TFGE is that while they have looked really, really good on the hidden, it has been more so on the free mod hiddens, on the aim hiddens, on the hidden threes, as opposed to these kind of low AR hidden twos, but still certainly capable of playing hidden twos, so hopefully can put up a solid score. We should be getting to the match shortly. One would hope.
Yeah, I think what's also very important to note is the pure density of this map. 200 BPM AR rate is really, really hard to read. Obviously, density scales with BPM, and it gets exponentially harder the higher BPM you go. 200 BPM is really, really difficult to try and read AR rate if you're not comfortable on that kind of hidden. So people who aren't comfortable playing the reading maps are going to suffer, and there's a reason why Lamugla banned No Mod 5 is because they're not comfortable on reading, especially against a team like Halcyon, which makes this hidden two very, very scary.
Yeah, and I think that's especially true on a map like this where you have so many overlapping patterns and a few wide angle patterns as well that can really amplify the reading aspect on this 200 BPM where it is higher density. And here we go. Bashi Man is in. An almighty door rounding out that roster for Halcyon. Really, my big worry for Lamugla is that outside of TFG, I'm not sure who they really have who can put up an insane score on this map. We do see early misses from Bashi and Kablaze.
Yeah, that's some early hope for sure. We are seeing some act drops on the side of Lamugla though. Maybe a little bit of discomfort. It is going to be Zidon, TFG, Yip, and Kablaze all dropping. That's a slight combo advantage to Halcyon. Now hold the FCs, with Sifs and Scylla now dropping. Almighty Door, now the only FC left.
Yeah, with how short this map is, Halcyon are in a really good spot early on here. Almighty Door, Bashi Man have really solid combos, and right now there's no one to match on Lamugla. They continue to find misses, Shifts inside, and there goes Bashi, but honestly, as long as Almighty Door holds, it really doesn't matter what anybody else on the team does, because no one is even close to that combo. Almighty Door finds a miss, though. If we see a miss from Skilla, Lamugla has a window back into this one if TFG and Sifs can hold. Only half of the map to go though, and this map is not easy into the ending.
And Sifs does find the drop. Just TFG versus Still now. I do want to point out, Almighty Door was holding an SS before that miss. He was doing a lot of work in the accuracy department to keep Halcyon ahead. Done a lot here.
Three-way miss from Halcyon. Oh, but TFG finds the miss as well. And with no one to match Skilla and no supporting combos, it's going to be match point for Halcyon here.
Yeah, this is just such a dominant map for Halcyon. Almighty Door and Scylla especially putting together some really good performances to fight against Lamugla, to stop the traded breakpoints, and to put themselves at match point 5-1.
Yeah, feels very, very hard to find a very clear pick for Lamugla at this point in the match too. I feel like you might have to look towards something like either the Hard Rock 1 or TFG has been playing incredibly well on the last few maps especially. Maybe you just take the Hidden 1 and let TFG try and put in a big guard performance on that pick.
Yeah, it's hard. I feel like A might be the right choice for Lamugla, but I don't know if they're confident with going on AIM at this point. Difficult decision when you're being beat out on all your main skill sets. Where do you go? Does it feel right to go to a skill set that maybe you're not as good at?
Yeah, sometimes you have to get out of your comfort zone, hope the other team is uncomfortable on it as well, and you can just get a little bit of luck on your side and pull out a upset victory. And what was the second ban from Halcyon? Was it Pin 1 or the Hard Rock
Nomad 1.
Or the Nomad 1, okay. Yeah, I do feel like it should probably be one of those leftover aim picks. One of the ones. And it is not one of the ones, it is the Hidden 3. But I do like that they are going with the Hidden 3. They are picking into TFG's skill set, who has looked incredible on the Hiddens, as I mentioned earlier. And so I think right now they are putting the eggs in the TFGE basket. Gonna be a lot of pressure, but we'll see what they can do.
Yeah. This is it. The Seabird map, Hidden 3. Remember correctly, this is hard flowing.
Oh yes.
This is going to be a difficult climb for Lamugla. And remember, this is loser's bracket. They lose just one more point and they're out of the tournament. They need this.
Yes, they do. They need every map from here on out. And it's going to be 150 BPM, so it really is another one of these alt-focused picks. Of course, much harder to read than the Nomad 3. That we probably see Almighty Door back in for this one. And I think we really need to see a strong score out of Yip on this one, who put up a huge score on the HD2. Not really comfortable with the low AR hidden, but Yip I do think tends to be quite good on the HDs outside of that HD2. And so I think Lamugla will have a much better time with this map in the sense that, they shouldn't have two players pull out 200k score. And I think we'll see much more balanced performances from the Lamugla players.
Yeah, we'll see. Loading into the map. The do or die moment for Lamugla. They have to really start pushing the points back. Starting with this Hidden 3.
We are going to see Tony in as well. Early miss out of fame time, and that's a really big drop. Goes down to 91 accuracy, lowest in the lobby by far.
Yeah, it was a chain miss. That said, Boxyman's going to trade it out with a slider break of his own. He's going to keep it close.
Yeah,
but those ad drops on fame time are going to affect him for quite some time.
Yeah, early on here, it's going to be 50,000 point lead, purely based off accuracy. There's a big drop from Almighty Door, though. Going to even out the accuracy a little bit. but with Skillet and Kablaze, incredible accuracies. Yep, now Tony as well. Skillet trades it, so it's still even. TFG versus Kablaze. Once again, we've seen this before, and we're gonna see it again here. Oh, there goes Kablaze.
Drop. Bosch's not that far behind TFGE though. TFGE needs to hold. He needs to put on that carry performance. That's why they picked this hidden 3 in the first place. So far he's doing it, but the constant changes is from his teammates not helping at all. He doesn't have the supporting combo. That's it. Right behind.
Yeah, Fame Time had been matching Boshi, but now with that miss from Fame Time, Boshi is just right behind TFG, and Boshi finds a miss now. There's no big combos on the side of Halcyon whatsoever. TFG is just going to be able to run away with this one. Even Yip has recovered combo pretty nicely up to the 400 mark. And this score lead is just going to grow and grow so quickly. There's only a third of the map to go, and it's a fairly consistent map. Yes, it spikes a tiny bit into the ending, but it's not that much harder, and TFG looks like it's going to be able to close this one out.
This is a really big one for TFGE here. Continually taking it away. Finally a chain miss, but he's done his job. Yip is there to pick up the scratch. Never mind just the chain miss. But you know what? 300k lead. I don't know if Boshi alone is going to be enough to make that up.
No, I think Boshi's looking great, but there's just no time left in the map. This one only has a couple patterns left to go, and Lamugla are going to stay alive in Resurrection Cup for at least one more map.
And they're back against the rope, but they're still fighting onwards. A miss from Boshi managed to confirm any doubts you may have had. Lamugla taking their second point. Not without hope yet. They were looking really good on that. I love just picking around what TFGE wants to play. That's absolutely the right call from Lamugla.
Yep, and on top of that, you had the two other players, Yip and Fame Time, they're able to put up good enough supporting combos to secure that point, and if they can do the same on the HD1, the other map I expect TFG could look pretty good on. And they could be in a good spot, but before that, they have to win a Halcyon pick. They've done it once. They might be able to do it again, but I don't think Halcyon are going to be carefree with their pick on this one. They're going to be taking their time. Are going to look to close this one out on this pick, of course.
Yeah, this team isn't exactly pushovers. And, I mean, I'm feeling Hard Rock. We haven't actually seen any Hard Rock this entire match. I feel this might be the time for Halcyon to at least experiment with it before it's too late.
Yeah, I
that
think
is what too.
I think we have to see. I mean, we don't have to, but I really like the Hard Rock 2, especially when you have a player like Boshi on your team who can probably put up a crazy score on most Hard Rock 2s. Whereas Lamugla feels like they have a much tougher time putting together a Hard Rock lineup. They've got, Shiho and Zaiden, who are solid at HR, but certainly not HR Wintrix, and it's going to be the DT3 pick, so neither of the ones we predicted. The DT3 does make a lot of sense, though. This is something that Lamugla did ban out both matches in quarterfinals, and, as we know, funnily enough, Halcyon has still not won a DT pick in this tournament, with Lamugla winning the DT4, and we'll see if they can put an end to that.
True. This is though 300 BPM. It is really fast, really hard, and I mean, these rosters both have people who can play speed filler usually, but these rosters aren't speed rosters.
No, and I do think between the two rosters, Halcyon should definitely be favored on this one. They at least have players that are capable of speed. Whereas you look at Lamugla, I don't really know who is supposed to be the big carry on the speed pick here.
Sure. This is really scary if you're Lamugla. Come so far, but the speed pick here is brutal. You've only won one DT map in the entire tournament, and it was nothing like this.
No, it was not.
see how it goes, how that gas station Zaza hits, as the difficulty name of this custom DT3 puts it.
I mean, it always hits in the middle of the map, surely. You're holding the SS halfway through.
That would be incredible.
It really would be.
Alright, there it is.
I think this is one of those maps where there's going to be a lot of variation in the accuracies. We saw the accuracies really hurt Lamukla early on in the last map, and I imagine we're going to see a similar thing where as we have more bursts throughout this map, we're going to see Lamukla's accuracy fall a little bit behind Halcyon's, and we have had some early misses from both teams, but it's actually 4 players from Lamukla and 3 from Halcyon, so right now it's Reggie, the only one holding the FC, and it's just chain misses from everybody actually who isn't named Reggie or Taro. TFG has recovered as well. But things are not looking good early on for Lamukla as they have 3 players who have not been able to build up more than 200 combo. And it's usually not very conducive to winning an Osu map. And there goes TFG now, and things are just falling apart for Lamukla very, very quickly.
Yeah, and it's Rudge making the difference. Taro's combo until this point as well was looking so good. But it's the team captain of Halcyon finally coming alive, right when they need him to put that carry performance forth on the DP3. Finally finding a break, but honestly, he's done his job already.
Yeah, there is Shiho. If Shiho somehow manages to... Okay, it's not happening. That is gonna be it, really. There's only a third of the map left to go, and there's no combo whatsoever. 350,000 points, I think, unfortunately, is just too big of a lead to come back from, and this is going to be Lamukla's final map of Resurrection Cup 2023 as they put up a good fight, but they are headed home in this one.
Yeah, it's always an unfortunate goodbye. That's the thing that hurts the most about commentating losers bracket is you have to watch someone lose at the end of the day. It is going to be Lamukla putting up a hell of a fight, especially highlight player from the team TFGE. And unfortunately, it's not going to be enough. Congratulations to Halcyon for moving on in such a dominant fashion on this DK3 in the end. Shoutouts to Rudge especially, just for the performance on this map alone. You know, I had some worries about this team at the start. They were looking really slow on their bans, on their picks, but they pulled it together in the end, and it's going to be Halcyon moving on into their second round of Resurrection Cup's losers bracket semifinals.
Yep. They have looked incredible indeed. Lamukla, I think, can walk away from their tournament with their heads held high. They came into this tournament as the 16th seed, but in the end, they did make it into that top 12. So definitely outperforming their seed. Halcyon is going to be a force to be reckoned with. I've said it before and I'll say it again. They just have so much depth to the roster. You see throughout the match that every single player contributes to the match at some point or another, and everybody might pop off on their map. It's Kablaze on some of the hiddens, it's Reggie on the speed, it's Skilla on some of the Fremont picks even. And they are going to be a force to be reckoned with, especially in this next match of semifinals. They're going to be going up against Grease Monkey. That match is going to be tomorrow. Should be a good one, but our next match is going to be No Title versus Quick W, 15 UTC tomorrow. That is going to be a round 2 losers bracket match, and the winner of that, of course, will be on their way to the final, so going to be a good one. With that, I think that's it. Very well played to both teams. Congratulations again to Halcyon. Anything you had to add, Tyke County?
Congratulations to Halcyon.
Yep, thank you guys all so much for watching. We hope to see you again for some more good matches tomorrow. Thank you, Daikani, for commentating with me. Cheese for the streams, and I hope you all have a good one.